Hi, I'm Out of Darts. Today I've got my first ever guest appearance. This is Eli. Eli is an engineering student.
Yep, I'm at Stanford University actually.
And he is, not too far from us. He comes to a lot of our games. And he also recently did a brushless blaster for Drac. Now he's been showing me designs over the past maybe six months or so, 5 months, that have just been driving me crazy because he's got a few skills that I lack in a big way. He's also considerably better at 3D modeling. So I thought I'd invite him on to show off this cool blaster, and I'll let you take it away.
So this is Hex. This is a 3-stage brushless Rayven with a auto pusher at the back from a Rapidstrike. It's powered by a 4400 milliamp hour 3S LiPo in the back here in this custom 3D printed stock. Yeah, it uses an XP180 pusher on 3S, which gives around 14 darts per second. The first 2 stages are actually brushless outrunners, and the last stage is brushless inrunner with a worker flywheel attachment on it. This system gives around 180 FPS on full vinyl jackets, which is hard tip Nerf darts.
So if that wasn't totally clear, that's three flywheel sets in here. So there's 6 flywheels, 3 sets, and this thing shoots faster and revs up faster than any blaster I've ever seen.
Yep. So you can actually hear it revving right now, like that's pretty fast and pretty scary to listen to. Not only does it have all that, it also is controlled completely by a Teensy in the back here.
Teensy, for those that don't know, is another microprocessor like an Arduino.
It's all housed in the stock battery tray, which, if I can ever get this out, that all houses all the logic to control the 3-round burst that the blaster has, the full auto, as well as single shot. It also controls, interestingly, a screen that's on this side of the blaster. This shows you all the information about the blaster, including how many shots you fired out of it, the firing mode, as well as whether you have a mag in the blaster or not. It also, not only does it have all that, it has custom muzzle brakes. For example, this is just a standard, like, cool-looking sci-fi muzzle brake. You can change it out for a shotgun that fires 3 rival rounds as fast as possible. This just goes on like normal, like that, and rev up like this. The button on the side right here.
Now this in itself is like, it's something I sort of, he and I worked on in the beginning together, but he totally took it way further. It's a single button that both revs and fires. So he's got a lightweight switch with a heavy spring for the mechanical trigger, which is really rad as far as a real fast one-off. Talk about the firing modes too. I know this was in Drac's had a similar.
Yeah, so it's a similar system. It's still using like microcontroller. Drac's was a Arduino Pro Micro. This one is actually a Teensy. But the concept is still the same. Basically, when you set to single mode up here, it fires only 1 shot per trigger pull, so you can hold the trigger as long as possible. You're still only going to fire 1 single shot, which is great for controllability and for sniping, so to speak. And you've got 3-round burst, where you fire 3 rounds per trigger pull. You can pull as long as you want, and you only fire 3 rounds. This is really good also for trigger control, but it's a sort of an in-between between single shot and full auto, where you kind of want to suppress a little bit, but you also want to make sure that you hit the people that you're trying to suppress as well. And last, of course, is full auto, which is just the most fun. That's all the fun of a Rapidstrike in a Rayven with 3 brushless systems. Shooting at 180 feet per second.
and this thing is just absolutely insane when I'm playing with it. I'm running around with my Hurricane, and I've got 90 rounds in there, and I'm lobbing them, and I'm not getting even 30, 40 feet from him, and he's hitting me with streams of 3 flying in. So the range on this blaster, I've never felt so outclassed when playing against a blaster or another player, because it's a little insane. Yep. And that's FVJ speed, by the way. I don't think we mentioned that.
Yeah, it's FVJ speed. So elites are actually lighter, which means that they fire through this blaster even faster. It's about 200 feet per second. So there is one drawback of using a brushless system, which is the fact that it does heat up a bit. But to solve that, this blaster has another trick up its sleeve. Cooling fans. I don't know if you can hear that, maybe. But it has cooling fans in order to actually cool down the first 2 brushless stages, and the last one actually has a cover that's vented to the atmosphere.
So active cooling, very cool.
And of course it has its little flashlight mount for night HVZ games. And yeah.
We'll do some chronograph tests, some downrange firing tests, and move it to low.
Single shot. Three-round burst. Full auto.
We moved for a car. Nice. That's cool. Nice. This is easily the coolest thing that I've ever seen in Nerf. There are very few blasters that I see that I'm like, I want that, or I need to have that, and this is among them. I keep looking for Ravens now to turn into this, which I think of all the Rayven mods I've seen, this is both the most complicated and it's just fascinating because it's such a great amalgamation of the blaster itself, the accessories, the serious performance upgrades, and then of course all the 3D printed parts. And his detail is awesome. I mean, I love the hex logo. I love all the little details. I think it's just such a nice blaster overall, and it's kind of the design aesthetic that I am definitely aspiring to improve. I'm about to switch softwares for the 3rd time. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this look at Eli's blaster hex. I'll link to his YouTube channel in the comments below, and let me know what you think of this. Until next time, this is Eli, and I'm out of darts.